am 98 years old now, and when you get to this age, people expect you to talk about regrets. They expect you to say, I wish I had done this. I wish I had loved more. I wish I had chased happiness. But I'm going to tell you something that most people will not say out loud. Not every path people recommend to you is meant for you, and sometimes the life everyone praises is the very thing that slowly drains you. I spent most of my life working, not sitting in one place, not building one company. I moved, I fixed things, I showed up where I was needed. And because of that, I saw something most people don't get to see. I saw people, not the version they show outside, but the version they become when life starts pressing them. And over time, a pattern began to form. Not a loud pattern, not something you notice immediately, but something quiet, something you only understand after years of watching. I noticed that many people were not tired because of work. They were tired because of what they allowed into their lives. Let me explain. There was a man I used to visit often. Good man, hard-working, disciplined, the kind of man people respect. The first time I met him, his house was calm, not empty, not lonely, just peaceful. Everything had its place. His routine was simple. Wake up early, work, eat quietly, rest. There was no noise, no unnecessary movement, no pressure. And I remember thinking, this man understands something. Then one year, I came back, and everything had changed. The house was louder, not physically loud, but heavy. Things were moved around, schedules were different. His time was no longer his own, and the man I met before was no longer the same. He smiled, but it didn't reach his eyes. We spoke briefly, and in the middle of the conversation, his phone buzzed. He paused, checked it, responded quickly, then apologized to me. That happened 3 times in less than 10 minutes, and I realized something in that moment. His peace had been replaced by constant interruption. Later that day, as I was leaving, he walked me outside, and he said something I never forgot. He said, I thought I was adding happiness to my life, but I didn't realize I was trading my peace. That stayed with me, because I started seeing it everywhere after that. Different people, different cities, same quiet story repeating itself. Men who were once steady, becoming anxious. Men who were once focused, becoming distracted. Men who had control of their time, now negotiating every hour of their day. And the strange thing is, from the outside, it looked like they were doing better. They were not alone anymore. But inside, something was off. I remember one particular evening, I was working late at a client's place. He kept checking the time, not because of me, but because he knew someone was waiting. And when he finally finished what he was doing, he didn't relax. He rushed. That was when it hit me fully. Some people don't lose themselves suddenly. They lose themselves slowly, in small compromises that feel harmless at first. A little less silence, a little less freedom, a little less control over your own life. Until one day, you wake up and you realize you don't recognize your own routine anymore. Now listen carefully, because this is where most people misunderstand me. I am not saying relationships are bad. I am saying you must understand what you are giving up, because nobody tells you this part. Nobody tells you that your time is no longer entirely yours. Nobody tells you that your peace can be replaced by constant emotional responsibility. Nobody tells you that at a certain age, your energy is not something you can waste. And I saw it happen again and again. Men thinking they were upgrading their lives, when in reality, they were introducing pressure they were not prepared to carry. I saw men who could sit in silence for hours, now unable to go 10 minutes without checking their phones. I saw men who once slept peacefully, now lying awake, thinking about conversations, expectations, responsibilities they never had before. And the most dangerous part, they didn't even realize it was happening. Because it doesn't feel like a loss at first. It feels like companionship. It feels like excitement. It feels like something new. But over time, if you are not careful, it becomes something else. Something heavier. Something that slowly replaces who you used to be. Now at 98, I sit quietly most days. And I can tell you this with complete honesty. Peace is not something you should gamble with, not at any age, but especially when you have already built a life that works for you. If someone enters your life, they should add to that peace, not compete with it. And if they cannot respect your rhythm, your silence, your way of living, then you must be strong enough to protect what you have built. Because once peace is disturbed, it is not always easy to get it back. And I have seen too many men realize that too late. So if you are listening to me right now, and you are being pressured to live a certain way, to follow what everyone says is normal, pause. Ask yourself one simple question. Am I about to gain something, or am I about to lose myself slowly? Because the answer to that question will shape the rest of your life. And if this message speaks to you, if you understand what I am saying, then stay here. Subscribe to this channel, because voices like mine, they don't last forever. And if you don't subscribe, this might be the last time you hear the truth told this way. No pressure, no noise, just clarity. Tell me in the comments, have you ever felt your peace being taken away slowly?